In this episode, we are taking this stock 2019 Toyota Tacoma suspension and upgrading it to an Old Man EMU suspension by ARB. 3 inches of lift and a set of 33-inch Nitto Ridge Grappler off-road tires. Getting this overland build started off right. This is not a tutorial, but just a perspective of our process through the build. But we did have to get a hold of ARB because they were a little vague in their installation process. The new suspension components includes new front struts, rear leaf springs and shocks, and drive shaft spacer kit. Now the front struts do not come pre-installed, so the components need to be pieced together first. Top hat, spring, and strut. We first get our spring press set up, which are nice to have, otherwise, yeah, like I said, important to have. Once we have our spring compressed to the proper length, we can add our hardware and bushings in the correct positions. Now to get the factory strut out. This includes the sway bar link, brake and ABS line bracket, upper control arm ball joint, using the reinforced weld to pound it loose. Once that is disconnected, we disconnect the outer tie rod end using the same method. Now we can start to remove the strut bolts. Just a side note, the other sway bar end link needs to be removed so enough room can be made to allow the strut to be clear. Once all our hardware is removed, the strut can be taken out. As you can see, the difference in the size of the factory Bilstein strut versus the new Old Man EMU system is about triple the diameter. This is a serious upgrade in performance absorption in the suspension. A little bit of prying on the lower control arm and the new strut is installed in its new home. We get all our hardware fastened to the proper torque specifications per installation guidelines. Now to get the passenger side installed. We follow the same process, upper control arm, lines and brackets, and outer tie rod end. Old strut is removed and new strut is installed. In our opinion, the OME kit is one of the best options for Toyota vehicles and has a proven history for off-road performance and durability. This kit also comes in at much less than other brands like Fox, King, or Icon, so great for a budget-minded outdoor enthusiast looking for quality at a good price. Now that the front is done, we start on the rear. Starting with removing the rear shocks, but a lot of time the nut is seized to the shaft, so vice grips or even notching a channel in the shaft is necessary to keep it from spinning so the nut can be removed. Next, the U-bolts are removed to free the leaves from the axle. Front and rear mounting bolts are removed, but note we did slightly lower the rear spare tire in order to get the shackle bolt out. Once free, the old leaf spring pack will be removed. We will reuse the factory shackle and hardware with the new leaf spring pack. The rear is also a substantial upgrade as the pack goes from a factory 4-leaf to the beefy 7-leaf system. This kit is considered the heavy package from OME as the customer plans on adding more upgrades in armor and racks in the future. Now that the shackles are added to the new leaves, we can install them. Because we hadn't removed the passenger side leaf pack, the driver's side leaf was twisting slightly, making hardware a little difficult. This was a minor issue, but everything still mounted just fine. Now that the leaf is in, the shock can be mounted. This is where we had some issue as the lower shock mount needed an adapter for the new shock to fit, but there were no instructions for the adapter in the box, so we had to reach out to ARB techs. After clarification, the mounts were added and easily installed after drilling the mounting holes for additional hardware. We installed the Bora spacers as the customer wanted to use the factory rims with this build, and since all bearings and axles were in good condition, we agreed. Though normally, we recommend more negative offset rims. After installing the new Nitto Ridge Grapplers in the LT 285/75/16, a total of 32.83 inches in height, we adjusted our caster, camber, toe, and steering angle sensor. This is a dramatic change in the stance, appearance, and performance as this customer is ready to start all new adventures in his upgraded Tacoma. Be sure to check out Pit Stop Overland if you're in the market for a new set of off-road or overland tires. Like this video if it brought you value, and subscribe so you don't miss another episode.